Hello, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today is our episode 161. Today, let's talk about live to your full promise. A little bit interesting background story about this today's topic. Initially, I was thinking about live up to your full potential, right? Or live to your full possibility, or live to your, I was thinking about to your full blessings. But eventually, I decided to use the word live to your promise. Why I'm using this promise instead of other words, instead of like a potential possibility or blessing. And by the way, blessing is a great word. But today I want to focus on this kind of promise. So how many of you, when I'm talking about a promise, what do you been thinking? And so this weekend, by the way, hope everyone has already enjoyed this like a Father's Day, right? A happy Father's Day weekend we just passed, and I get a lot of reflections. And through the weekend, I was also attending the Game Has Changed live event hosted by Tony Robbins and Dean Grosase. It's a great 3 days event online, virtually online, but it's live. And many great inspirations. They also invited many wonderful guest speakers. And both Tony and Dean, they have been my mentor for, I could not remember how many years. It must be over like decades. So they are my dear mentors. I've been following them, learning from them every year, from their mastermind groups, from Tony Robbins live events, from their other like virtual events, from their uh, any kind of their inner community and outside the community, any kind of things related to their life. I just found those great inspirations. But today, especially, I want to talk about many inspirations, but I want to focus on the 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 distance between our fears and our faith. So many of us, right? When we are, especially our entrepreneurs, how many of you are afraid of failures? I believe majority people, right, including not just the entrepreneurs, majority people are afraid of failures. So I guess maybe that failures will be number one fears. But very interesting, some other people, including me, we may have the fear of success. Very interesting, right? Fear of success. Actually, I have already tasted the feeling, the taste of success since a very young age. Like when I was just in even elementary schools, I still remember I was I could I remember since the third grade. Yeah, since before third grader, I was quite quite, let's say, I did not really have that consciousness. I was just like a naughty kid, very naughty girl, and then I just running around the inner hills and go to the river and just play, purely a play kid. But I still remember very clear after my third grade, I felt like something just clicked or opened my mind. I got some like a consciousness. I just found like oh, there's a bigger world outside my small county at southwest of China, and there's a more, the world is so big, right? And I was just like a little frog. Now I did not know that kind of words, right? Like a frog in a well. I did not know. I just felt like I'm in a very small place. I already run around all these kind of hills. I've already read through all my parents, like most of their uh during that time it's called like a drama plots, right? They are in the opera house, and so all their materials, and we did not really can afford or have that kind of resources to find many books. The first book I can remember, I said, "Oh, this is a great book. It's a connection book of Shakespeare's plays." So I didn't during that time I did not know he's a very famous one author, right? So I also thought, "Oh, this is a great book." Sounds like that was the first book among all these kind of little smaller little picture books. Oh, by the way, my God, it's just by my side. I want to show you one. I just brought that back from China after I attended my father's funeral, and in March I brought quite all those kind of collections. Those very precious, like a little, we call 小人书 in Chinese. In English, maybe translated into like a little picture books for little kids, for little people. And here you can say, oh my God, this is so precious. This one, like this one is like, I can show you quickly all those kind of picture books. It's just like nowadays people call it like a cartoonist book, like that kind of pictures book. But their painting is not like a cartoon. It's not like a cartoon style. It's really like a realistic style. But this is just a precious one. I just found this one. There's my name, my in Chinese name, and this is my father's name. My father's signature here. Wow, this is a very precious copy. It's first time I found this. So both me and my father's signature here. Oh, most precious one. So during that time, I had only resources like that in China. During that time, we were poor in a small county. So the only great book I could find, I finished all this coach like a small book. That now they are still in my there's two luggages. I'm trying to find. I'd buy a beautiful white and how to say that bookshelf with glass windows to protect it because they are precious, really like the love, the memory, the history, right? Precious from a family, like a family heritage. My father did not really leave any money to us, but this is a priceless. So I will. Oh my God, I did not expect I will see this signature, so this made me a little bit emotional. Especially yesterday was Father's Day. I cried actually last night. I miss my dad, and I was drinking uh, the flower tea. I was saying that, Dad, this is to you. I will remember you forever, every day. So this is a great souvenir from my dad. Many copies. Series of books. I will spend the time to organize it and to story them and also share with my kids. It's a beautiful family memory. And I want to share with you is like during that time we did not have much resources to read to good books, so I was thirsty. I just remember since third grade I was thirsty for books. I was searching everywhere for books. When I visit other people's room, if I saw some books, I would just grab them and to borrow from them. And thank God during that time most books are just like a healthy books, and but very rare to find them. And if I go to, like, I remember from a small county to Chengdu, the capital city of the Mara province, I visited my aunt, and she graduated. She's the only one graduated from a college. She's a teacher, English and Russian language teacher during that time. And and when I get to her home, I was suppose that she brought me there to like visit the big city, right? To let me see, oh, what the big city is. But I was only interested in books. So I was looking around her home and find books to read. And eventually I only agreed to go to the zoo. The big, during that time, I'm only interested in books and the zoo and like nature animals, right? So that's an unforgettable time of my years. I just remember when I grew up, I still had till today. I still have this kind of a passion, this kind of a really like a thirsty for books. And thank God, in like 3 years of like I've been busy for like a family, kids, and now finally I'm rebuilding up my reading habits. I remember I used to read so quick, so fast, but now I'm much slower. Especially now because previously it's more like storybooks, right? You can read it very fast. But now it's more like personal development books. I want to spend that time to read it through and reflect, to get the inspiration and implement. But I definitely need to learn quicker. I remember the guest speaker Dean invited. His name is Jim Quick. Jim Quick is a wonderful teacher. He's like I will share more about his story quite soon, but here I want to cover is like he said like knowledge is power, and learning is your superpower. Oh wow, that is so true, right? So today, get back to our topic. I said why I'm choosing the promise. The promise is like we through our life we realize more and more about our fears, right? Our fears. And I just realized, especially recent years, like even though during my young age I tasted like a success, like I became since third grade, right? I became so thirsty about the books and read more, and at the same time my academic performance also increased so much, and it ended up I became the number one of the whole grade, and that lasted for many years till I graduated from the high school and went to college. And through the college, I was also quite leading student. And even to my executive MBA class, I remember I got all the A's and got into selected into like a Beta Gamma Sigma society. I remember that's like a lifetime honored society for those like top students. So through my from third grade to now, I believe I still have that kind of learning capabilities. So that's a great blessing. So that I know that I have a great like if I count up about one of my superpowers is my learning power. Even though now I feel like I need to really catch up to match with my earlier years, but I still think compared with my similar age people, I think I'm still like quite a great learner. Uh, but the fear about success, how did that come to me? I feel like I realized that since I had a family, since I had kids, but of course they are not my excuse, right? Since I had just like it's just like my lifestyle changed. I spend more time with family, with kids. I spend more time on their growth, their success than on my own. So when I get into my entrepreneurship and the business, right, coaching business 15 years ago, discovered my purpose, found my passion, and get my coaching certificate, get into a coaching industry, become an entrepreneur. I've been in this industry for 15 years. This kind of a knowledge and a self-development industry, 15 years. The more business I do, I just found the more I'm afraid of like success. Why? Like what I would not say I'm successful yet, right? And I just accumulated some growth, some progress in my industry. So I accumulated some like a community and some of my position and stand and state, right? I would say in this industry. But more and more, I'm afraid of success. I just feel like two, I would say, stresses came to me. One is my age. I just feel like wow, I'm getting into my 50 compared with some other successful guys. Yesterday I was listening to one of their guest speakers. He can be super successful in his 20s. And now social media right, is really accelerate everybody's success. It's now not rare to see people in their even like early, let's say beyond their like, oh no, not beyond, like before their 20s, right? And some just around the 20s 30s to get a mega success. And even like a big mentors like a masters like Tony Robbins, Dean Gross-Asay, they have like Tony Robbins in the coaching industry 47 years. Dean Gross-Asay, like he said 37, let's say, yeah, no, he said 27 years together. Let me do the math. 47 and 27 together, that's 74 years, right? So wow, that's like so impressive. But now they are even look up to some of those young successful people, and they are interviewing them, they are learning from them. Wow, so humble, right? So humble mentors. So it's just like now we're even getting into AI age, right? The early beginning state of AI. So the growth, the personal success could be even more accelerated if the young people can really learn and catch all these kind of trends. So like I feel like, oh, the age, I feel like I'm in the 50, I feel like I'm so old now already. And some other people will say, oh, compare with them, right? I'm still young. But I feel like, especially as a lady, I feel like wow, the click of the clock and the age, I feel that kind of pressure. And another one, the fear of success. I just feel like I have kids. Sometimes majority time, like now one is going to college, another one is preparing for going to college, right? So a lot of things for me to support them to be successful in their early like youth time, right? They still need a lot of guidance. Quite many times I feel like I sacrifice my time and my, let's say, my really like time energy, right, to support them. So at the end of the day, I feel like I'm a little bit drained. I did not really have that kind of enough time or energy, and even like enough time to take care of myself, even for the physiology, right, for the health. I feel like, oh my god, I do not have enough time to do the things that I'm called to do. So here you can see that my two pressures, right, like a fear of success. One is my age, like another one is my time and energy. So it's just like I want to, like, two pressures. I feel like maybe I do not need to be successful, right? Even though I have that kind of a big goal, big dreams, big vision, I said, God, sorry. Sometimes I said, God, sorry, God. I feel like I could not do that much. I know my dreams and my vision, my call is that big, and it keep knocking me. But I feel like, God, I'm just an ordinary person. I do not have, even though I'm maybe smarter than many other people, and I just feel like I do not have that enough time, energy to do, and even resources, right, to accomplish what you want me to do. I said, sorry, God, for quite some times. And especially at the end of the day, I said, even though I want to read the book, even though I want to like do more things, creative things, right? But it's late night. I need to sleep. And it's quite exhausted. And there's like a family things here and there, big family events, and it's just like demandings are so many, right? Especially I'm the mom of the family, so I take care of all the like the requests to the family, and the kids dad only focus on his work, so I take care of the kids and the house chores and the all the requests from the big families and all the society to the family. So I feel like, oh, I God, I'm so sorry. Maybe you can choose other people who has give them the similar call, who has more energy, who has more time. Even though I am a quite energetic person, right? I still feel like, God, that call is too huge for me. I feel like sometimes I feel like impossible. So that's my fear for success, because like to be successful, I witnessed that Tony Robbins and Dean Grossas's success, right? I feel like, wow, they spend so much time, just almost like their full time into their business and like a service. But me, as a mom, as a like lady, right, taking care of this kind of a family and social responsibilities, I feel like many times I'm drained. I was like, I'm giving out of myself, and I'm leaving so little to myself to even take care of myself. So, and there's nobody is taking care of me. Like the men were not taking care of a lady, right? Like they are majority like focus on their job. They barely have the time to take care of themselves. So I need to take care of them, take care of the kids, take care of the men. So I have no time to take care of myself. So God, I say, even though it's like sounds like unfair, right? You give similar call to them and to me, and but even though they are like feel like they have to squeeze their time and to like sleep so little and get up so early, right? They barely have their life. And of course they care and love their families, but I can see that they are tired. They are like squeeze themselves to serve the world. I say, God, I admire them, but I do not want to live in that kind of a lifestyle, right? I do not want, for example, yesterday's Father's Day, I was enjoying my Father's Day, so that's why I did not even post. And today I was making up the post. I said, God, finally, I just want to enjoy my own life. I do not need to worry about, oh, during my vacation or during my holidays, I need serve my community or serve other people, right? Sometimes I just want to find another excuse to give myself some like a leisure, like enjoyable time without thinking about the world or my call, my responsibility, right? So that's my fear. That's my fear about success. I said, God, I I'm not sure I could afford that kind of a engagement, that kind of a for that kind of a, like a giving myself all out, that kind of a out in and outside out to serve others. So I said, sorry, God, maybe I could not fulfill your call. Guess what? I lived some kind of peaceful and leisure time. I had fun at the wedding time. I had fun at like the Father's Day. But during nighttime, I was crying. Why? When I was by myself, when I was really with my genuine self, by myself, with my God, and with my Father. Now my Father is in the heaven. His Spirit is there watching me. When I was at that time, I felt so lonely and unfulfilled, and I was starting to cry. I was quite like crushed. I said, God, and my dad, right? I felt like so guilty. I felt like I'm not living up to my potential. I'm just trying to play small. I want to live a normal life. I sometimes admire other people do not even think about anything. They just like play a normal person's life. Sometimes I feel like I desire that kind of a life as well. But I'm in that kind of a middle place, struggling. One way I want to live just a normal life, a regular person's life, have a lot of leisure time, and at least I have some time to take care of myself, right? And I could have enough time and energy to support my family. But at the same time, another me who's answering, who's facing God. And even my dad, he's staring at me, like my dad is always smiling. He's so encouraging. I feel like, Dad, I'm not living up to my potential. And God, I feel so sorry that I'm living a so mediocre life, that I'm not meeting your call and your promise. And that's where I'm thinking about the promise. And I was crying last night, and when I was drinking the water and listening to, and make up my time to listening to Dean and Tony Robbins' messages and their guest speakers' messages. So I stayed up to, let's say, over 4 a.m. to finish all the speaking, because I know that will get up. It will, all this replace will be off, right? Quite will be gone quite soon if I do not catch up my time. I do not want to miss any of those great messages. But at the same time, I felt like inner of my inside, I feel like that kind of crush. I feel like guilty. I feel like so sorry to not just my dad, to myself and to God, because he's been inputting that kind of a big vision and dream, even though at the beginning when I was just third grade, right? Third grader was like very weak. I did not know at all, but I knew that time is only things like, this world is so big. I mean to serve the world in a big way. I need to study well. I need to contribute to this world to become a very useful person. During that time, I did not know God. I just know there's some call, a hidden call. And I get that kind of consciousness till when I was like 35 years old. I finally, no, even before that, in my early 20s, I got to know God. And when I was 35, I finally found my very clear call that to become a coach, to empower other people. So it's just like slowly through my life, I get to that kind of a promise from God. Since I was a little kid, He's showing me that kind of a path, showing me that kind of a map, and showing me that kind of a call, little by little. And now, more and more, through these 15 years of coaching, I got through my personal transformation as well, many ups and downs, including my suicide, including my, like, because my marriage crisis, right? I get my personal transformations as well. I stand up as really resurrected from that death into a next stage, from the happiness coach to really abundance coach, to abundance leadership, thought leadership coach, to empower visionary entrepreneurs, life changers, to step up for your call and stand out as confident expert and thought leaders as well in your ideal niche to help many other people. So my call is becoming clear, so clear now. It's like, even though I still did not know every step of how, right? But my call is so clear. Like Abundance University, Abundance Center, that pictures get more and more clear to me. It's almost like that dreams, that kind of a call, that kind of a vision is God's promise to me. He's always there calling me. Because for the past, I forgot how many years, like around 7, 8 years, that kind of a call it's become clearer and clearer, stronger and stronger, and did not change. Like previously, maybe I have like a little bit detours and this and that, right? A little bit. I was not fully sure, but now I was 100% sure this is my right way for my rest of my life. I'm on my right call, but I'm not sure that I'm ready for fulfillment, for that promise, for the fulfillment of that promise. Even though God has already promised me that this is for you, this path is for you, this is your life's call, this is the life's meaning, but I'm still not fully sure that I am ready, or I have that capability, or I have that kind of time, energy, and resources to fulfill it. So last night I cried like a baby. I said, God, only when I'm facing you and face my dad's spirit, I feel like I'm truly, truly genuine me. And I need help. God, I need your help. So I prayed that. And after I finished making up all this, listening to Dean and Tony Robbins event, I had the last like prayer and I went to sleep. Until now, today I came here to do this Momentum Monday 161 episode to you. And I was telling myself why I had that kind of a crush. Because when I was not living to my promise, when I was not playing at the level or take action at the level of my promise, I had that big gap Okay, that big gap make me feel like lonely, lost, and unfulfilled, and that's painful. So I thought I could live a like normal person's life and feel happy about it, but the truth is, I could have temporary, like it sounds like happiness, right? I was dancing on a party. I was quite like a like releasing myself. That kind of temporary, like temporary happiness or temporary pleasure, but ended up with like more longer time of struggling inside and unfulfillment if I'm not live up to my core. I will have more hard time when I'm by myself, facing God, face my God, my dad's spirit, and facing myself, right? I will have more hard time. So, like like Jim Quick, the brain expert, he said, life is a C between B and D. That's a great saying. Life is a C between B and D. The B represents birth, D represents death. So between birth and death, we have the C is a choice. Life is a choice. Life is always a choice every day. Our life, as long as we are still alive, we have the choice. I know my dad has already passed. He's in heaven. His life is not on this earth anymore. He has no choice. And I have no choice for his life anymore. But I'm still breathing here. I still have a life here. I still have the choice. Today, right now, between my birth and death. And we never know when is our death. Yeah, my dad did not expect that. We did not expect his passing away, right? At that age, we still thought that he could live up like another a few years at least. But death is really unexpected, and it's totally out of our control. So the only choice we have is really the C between B and D, between our birth and death. The death could be anytime. We even don't know tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow if we will be on the earth or not, what things will be happening. So now is our life, is our choice, is in our hand. So that's why I said, live to our promise. That's God promise. When he still have that kind of a call, that kind of a like dreams and that vision, that is not just from our daydreaming. Many people say, "Oh, I have this kind of a crazy dreams," right? And they say crazy because they use the world's standards to judge themselves. Oh, this is maybe too crazy. This is out of our, let's say, possibility, right? This, oh, that's my daydream. But if that kind of dream keeps coming back to you, if this kind of a vision, if this kind of a call keeps coming back to you and telling you that what you are living now, what you are doing now, you are playing small. You are meant to be bigger than what you are doing now. Your potential is much much bigger than what you have already presented now, right? What you've already like been living in this world, what you've already achieved. But your potential is much much more than what you have already achieved through your past dozens of years. If you have that kind of a like nudging, that kind of a hint, that kind of a voice, that kind of a like inner voice, that kind of a vision, that kind of a dreams, that kind of a call, that kind of a like dreams, believe that it's not just from your crazy daydreams. If you keep having that kind of inner voice, listen more carefully, because it's from your God, that's from your creator, that's from your whatever you would like to call, right? It doesn't matter if you believe in God or not, what kind of a religion you have. By the way, I claim that reclaim, right? I'm not a religious person anymore. I'm fully believing God, but that's my God, that's my true faith, that's my faith, that's my spirituality beyond any kind of a religion. I respect everybody's religion, but I believe that we all need to get close to that, our true faith, true God, no matter how you define it, use what kind of a terminology or terms, it's totally fine as long as you have that faith. So believe that that kind of dream, that kind of vision, that kind of call keeps, that kind of inner voice, keep nudging you, keep pushing you, keep like pull you, keep like reminding you, that's from your creator, that's from your life's purpose. That's who you are meant to be. and don't ignore that kind of voice. Don't think by that kind of a chance, right? Like me, like, oh, by that kind of chance, oh, I can just choose to be a regular person or majority other mediocre person, ignore my vision, ignore my dreams, ignore that big kind of a call, right? Don't think you can really live that kind of a life and still feel fulfilled. At the end of your day, we all have that time to face, right? To face our God directly. Only between you and God and those your loved ones who passed away, right? Who are like including my dad, or maybe like those are still alive ones, your loved ones, and because God is love anyway. So all our loved ones are part of our God. So I just use God to represent all this kind of a true calling and a true love in this world. That's true meaning for our life, and we will face that, and you cannot escape by that time. You will answer. You will answer, oh God, have I lived my life to your promise? Have I lived my life to the full potential? We cannot escape that time. That's final judgment time. And you will judge yourself. And I hope that by that time we will not have regret. Because that kind of regret, that kind of guilt will be super painful. When people say, oh, heaven or hell, right? I never believed in hell, but that maybe that's the that's a hell. That's a hell, okay, like in your in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, that kind of a hell. Okay, I don't never believe in any kind of a physical hell, but that's a spiritual hell. When you could not answer your call, when you just, like, for example, you choose the easy way, choose not to live your full potential, choose to take every day just like waste your time, or like take it easy, just live in like a majority other people's standard, just mediocre way, you will have the regret and the guilt if not earlier, but it will be sooner or later, right? At least by the end of your life. So please, please, today I want to remind everyone, including myself, do not play small, because that kind of a pain is stronger than like the maybe the how to say the energy exhaustedness for success. Yes, for success we need to pay the price, right? We need spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of like let's say maybe under a lot of stress, whatever. It's all this kind of like efforts, hard, struggling, put into actions, right? Big efforts to fulfill our vision, fulfill our call. But that's not like deep, like your heart or spiritual pain. Compare with that, that's nothing. Now I really realized that's nothing. And because you could be tired but happy, you could be like exhausted but feeling fulfilled. Which one I would choose? Definitely I would choose the fulfillment and joy, and that kind of like happiness for me live to my promise. And no matter if we can fully like fulfill all these kind of promises or not, but as long as we take daily, really daily efforts, because I sometimes give myself excuses. I say, oh, maybe like twice or three times a week, if I can share really creative like a creative inspirations and great like a video or whatever, I think, oh, that's good enough. But other people who are living to their promise and their potential, they are doing that daily and multiple times, not just one time. They really live up to their potential. Wow, I feel like I get it so inspired through the whole weekend, including Father's Day, including their Tony and Dean's live event, including from those like guest speakers, including like from Jim Quick, and he's like had like brain accidents twice. One is at early stage, like early, like when he was 8, 9 years old. Another one was when he was in a college time, and his teacher was calling him like a lot of kids with a broken brain. He thought he hold that kind of identity for many years. He thought I'm the kids with a broken brain, so I could not study as fast as other kids. So he's very, very super behind. But till one day, before, like in college time, before he wanted to quit his like college, right? He could not catch up. He met a mentor, the person, a nice person, a kind person, his friend's father, who would like to spend that time to inspire him, ask him what's his dream, what's his like a bucket list, so what's his like things he really want for his life, who he really want to become, and really guided him into his study room to show him all these kind of great books, including personal study, personal development books, including his autobiographies, those great people's books, and encouraging him, challenging him to read one book a week and hold him accountable. Wow. And since then, little by little, his life changed. I could not, I would not share like have the time to share his whole story, but then he started to focus on learning how to make your brain work faster, like because that's his weakness, right? He focused on that to improve his brain. Ended up, he learned those secrets, those strategies, those tips and the tricks, right? He become like even in the college time, he started to share that initially for free and ended up a whole class of people, hundreds and thousands of students following him, wants to learn his secrets of how to get a quicker brain and a quicker learning power, right? And to study and to get advanced. And he started to charge students for his uncreated courses, right, to teach them and eventually through the years, 30, he said 32 years, yeah, he become the eventually the world class, well known expert, brain expert and mentor to help people on their brain, on their like learning power. It's so incredible, like really incredible story. It's so empowering. And another story that yeah, Stephen Bart, let me double check his name. Bartlett, I think his name is yeah, Barnett. Stephen Barnett. He's like in his 20s. He already gathered millions of not just yeah, millions of people on YouTube. Now he has over 6 million. That's wonderful, and he becomes successful now, millionaire and billionaire. He becomes so successful at his early 20s and 30s. But by what? Yesterday he shared a great inspiration. He said by getting out of himself. There could be so many stresses and distractions and noises, right? In our mind, in our heart as well. Especially our mind every day. The mind, 90% of our minds thinkings, right? Every day is trying to misleading us, cheating us, and the negativities, right? All the things. He said to get out of himself and to become that fully genuine observer. I learned actually from practical philosophy. When you become that observer, he did not mention observer. He's just said get out of yourself and to do all this kind of experiment, get yourself to reflect, to really get that kind of great inspirations and also live life as a genuine self, to do all this kind of experiment. Especially do the experiment fast. He said it's just like a fail fast, fail forward, right? So that you will not waste your time. He said the time is a really number one asset, number one resource for everyone, and most precious. And like Dean Grossas said, he would like use the test. Normally he would use test, right? Or you need to try, you need to do this, and trial and error and a test, right? And practice things, right? And Stephen Barnett would like to use the experiment. And in my words, Spring Zheng's words, right, I would like to use adventure. I don't know why. I'm just by coincidence, I always get some words with A starting. So like adventures, I like life is full of adventures. If you do not dare to try, right, and you just stay in your comfort zone, we will by the end of our life think about how many adventures you could miss, that kind of like including our promises, right, including all these promises are adventures. Actually the promises are adventures for us to try to take, to just to really experience it. If we do dare to, like I totally agree with Dean and also Stevens saying that time is most precious, and we all have so limited time, right? For me, like for example, I'm already over 50, and time is even more precious to me than to Steven, right? But if he at his young age could have that kind of sense of urgency, could keep like doing all his like reflection, get out of his box every day he's sharing every day. He say, why couldn't I do that? I actually challenged myself and I accomplished that in 2018. Every day I share my abundance today. Every day a great inspiration, great message, great images, and shared to the world, and I get a lot of great positive feedback. But after that 365 days challenge, I was a little bit like I relaxed and gave myself some break, and now I feel like wow. And even though I'm still doing like every day, right, every day, but I did not go to that kind of a that kind of a level of challenge. So I think now it's time for me to get back to that kind of a momentum. Now today is on, we are talking about the Monday, right? Momentum Monday. We need to get back to on that kind of momentum, because it's only like, I feel like only that kind of a momentum, live to your promise, live to your full potential, that kind of a momentum. It's just like thinking about tomorrow will be your last day, or even today is your last day, right? Because we don't know tomorrow, and we only have the choice between the birth and the death. Think about death is tomorrow, you only have the choice for today. So that's why every day matters. Every day of full engagement, of full creativity, of full creation, of full like sharing and contributing, giving to the world matters. So that's a great inspiration I got through this weekend, and through my, when I was with my dad spirit and with God, when I by myself, when I was fully my genuine self. That's inspiration I want to share with you. So take your take your vision and your dreams and your call as your promise. That's definitely the promise. That's the promise and the path from God, because it's not randomly we get anywhere. Okay, especially you get that for our entrepreneurs. If you get that kind of call and nudges year by year, that you are playing small and you are supposed to be that kind of a, like that level of person. Write down today, write down, really clarify who you want to become. And I remember Stephen mentioned that he put a picture, image of him, of his future stats, right, as on his like a screen protector, so that he remind himself every day that this is who he's supposed to be. I would encourage you. I would create that as well. Last night I was thinking about create an image of me, Tony Robbins, Dean Grossi standing together on the stage, right, speaking. That that level of world class level of influence and impact. That's my dream. That's my goal. And Abundance You, Abundance Center. That's my vision, to create, to empower visionary entrepreneurs worldwide, millions of them, to stand up and really stand out to transform other people's and to give their gifts, to live to their promise, live to their full potential. So that's an image I would definitely create for today. So I would encourage you to create that and to save on your cell phone, and also you can put that on your laptop, the laptop or your computer screen protector. That's the one first step I want to encourage you to do. Okay, write down who you want to become, and then create like a vision, almost like a vision board, right? It's a vision board for you when you are in that kind of your ideal state. Create a vision to inspire yourself. Okay, and so the next step is really like encourage yourself every day. That kind of faith. When your faith is bigger than your fear, like I'm fear of success, really that kind of success requirement of my efforts, my time, my energy, right, and my resources, I'm afraid of that. And now every day I will revisit my vision, my faith, my dreams, right, to overcome that kind of fears. And I know that I can do that. So especially every day, remember that today our life is the C between B and D. Okay, and remember it's just today. Tomorrow we never know. We never know. Tomorrow is fully out of our control. We only have our control over today, the choice of our today. What, who we want to become, what we want to accomplish, what we want to fulfill, right? And the actions. The actions are most important. Like Tony Robbins said, never leave the site of inspiration or aha moment without an immediate action. Like the action once, create that kind of a vision board of the person who you want to become. Okay, that kind of status, either on the stage or what kind of happiness state, or like speaking with your greatest mentor, any kind of images, or like you are helping millions of people, right? You're just like serving other people. All this kind of that kind of success image, okay, that can represent your success, the success you define. Create that kind of image. That's a first step. And every day, and write down that who you want to become and your vision and your dreams, okay, and put that like a gym quick, put that into your pocket every day, to grab it out, to remind yourself, to read it out. And that kind of when you read it out, that will really embed and reprogramming your mindset, and your mindset will grow the faith stronger and stronger every day, help you overcome any kind of fears you have, any kind of distractions and noises in this world, because I promise that every day will just keep coming to us. Okay, so that's today's message. Live to your promise. Always remember that your vision, your call, your dreams, that's the promise from our creator. And our work is just focusing on the C, the choice every day, to create your success vision board and choose that faith every day to overcome your fears. Take that at least one focused, laser focused, okay, that kind of a aligned action to get yourself closer to your vision, closer to your promise, and take that adventure. I would say that, okay, let me create that kind of path for you. Take that adventure action. Get out of a comfort zone, because that's adventure, but it's very needed for you to fulfill your vision and your call and your promise, right? Take that adventure every day. Promise me, okay? Take the adventure, at least one adventure every day. Focus on every day, focus on today, one adventure. That is getting you closer to your call, to your vision, to your promise. Okay? Would you promise yourself? So we will see you, by the way, this Thursday on our live masterclass, how to launch your profitable and impactful online business in 90 days, and at the same time stand out as confident expert and thought leader to impact many lives. So check our link. We will see you in Thursday's masterclass. Okay, every day. Oh, everyone, have a wonderful Monday. We will see you soon. Bye bye.